Did you get a haircut?
Are we ready to start the show, Christine?
Yeah, did you get a haircut?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Get Reelisms podcast. Episode 37. Lo and behold, rejoice! We're here. I am Adam Chase Rennie.
And I am still Christine Chen.
So Christine is bothering me about if I got a haircut or not.
Yes.
I actually woke up and my hair fell out, ironic enough, due to stress.
But no, really, did you get a haircut?
My stress gave me such a good fucking haircut.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
That's an interesting haircut.
I just woke up in a deep, cold chill, and this is it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not fucking around here in the Get Reelisms podcast, episode 37. Christine, 37 weeks since we began this in the quarantine, in our quarantined odyssey, if you will. Christine has risen through the flames of quarantine. And Adam is still, struggling, but it's okay. He's, he's doing the best that he can. And Christine is working. Christine has been working.
Mm-hmm.
Getting those jobs, making that money. That's just a Christine doing it safely. Because that's how we do it here in the Get Reelisms podcast. We don't fuck around. Safety is everything.
Totally.
Christine, how's it going with you? How's life? How's the road? How's, you got back home, right?
Yes. Well, yes. I mean, yes. So I'm back in Austin.
Because we haven't had a personal, we haven't had an episode where it's just you and I just like talk. I know we had like guests and stuff, but this is the first episode we had in 3 weeks. So I want to know how's my buddy doing?
Long? It doesn't feel that long. It's been that long since we had one?
Yeah, dude, it's been 3 weeks.
I don't feel like it. I know we didn't have one last
long. It's been over a month. Because
really?
Episode 34 we did with Allison. And
then we did one with Brad.
No, and then we did episode 35 with Johnny.
And we did one with Brad.
And then the next one was with Brad. So it's been 4 weeks.
No. I don't know what day it is. That doesn't help.
It's been a month since you and I talked, Christine. And I'm asking you a question. It's how are you?
I'm good. Working.
Working?
Yes, working.
Yeah.
And excited because I am aiding a new project and it's going to be on film. I'm excited about that. I've never aided anything that's shot on film, so I'm excited.
Really?
To see what that's like. Everything I've done has been digital, which has been really neat. Yeah. So when we were scouting locations, I made the mistake of saying, because one of the rooms we weren't going to be using for the set. And so I was like, this is a great place to put DIT. And the director was like, there's not going to be any DIT. And then I was like, you're right. Because everything is on film.
Shit.
Yeah. So, but they promised they would teach me how to load film. So let's see if that happens or not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm very excited.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's my one request. I'm like, I have to learn how to load film.
Yeah, dude. Because that's like a once in a lifetime chance. It's like finding a unicorn. It's just like when's the next time
I've never had the opportunity to shoot on film myself, except I did shoot on Super 8 once, and the result of it was awful because
I shot on a Super 8 once before.
You can't see what you're doing except like through the little window thing, so you can't even tell if you're exposed or underexposed or anything, and it just happened like only 1 minute what we shot was actually properly exposed, and then the rest of it was like not exposed, was overexposed. So
and overexposure just
you can't see anything. It's just white.
It's unusable. Yeah.
It's unusable. Yeah. So that was my experience shooting film. So I don't know. This should be very interesting. I've never.
How long is the shoot?
It is 20 days. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We have 2 days up, so it'll be like a month, basically. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love asking you that question, Christine, because every time I ask you, like every single set, and we've been doing this for 37 weeks, and we can go back old episodes and see it every single time I ask you, how long is it going to be? And you're just like, it's gonna be 45 days. And I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm already losing my
I mean,
hair.
I've been on this for a while because we're prepping. We've been prepping this whole month.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
probably why I had no clue what day it was, or like that I haven't really that we hadn't seen each other for. I literally just it's been go go go. We've been prepping. Last week it was like meetings and I mean stuff that we need to do. This is probably the most prepped I've felt on a production that isn't mine. So, which says a
I
lot.
assume there's a
about
lot of
producers.
people
They're
working
awesome.
too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about a 50-person crew. I think it's about
Nice.
what
That's
it
a
is.
wow. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lot. Huh.
So
I mean, I know there's crews I know you probably worked in crews way more than
yeah.
that, but yeah, I don't know if I worked in a 50-person crew. That's
Yeah, you
because
have what was it? What was that movie we were on together? That was
that I was a PA on.
yeah.
Are you talking about what's that?
The I know the railroad track one. I can't remember.
Dreams. Dreams?
Yes. Future Dreams. Yes, that one was
Yes,
the big
Fugitive
size.
Dreams. Yes.
Yeah.
So wow, that took that
Don't
took a
worry.
solid
Everything is like
5
blurring
minutes.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that was yeah. All right. Yeah, that's true. That was a lot
Yeah.
of
So I'm in prep every single day. So I'm like trying to set up meetings with people, and I can't because my schedule belongs to production basically. So they can just be like, all right, we're gonna set up a 2 p.m. meeting and a 3 p.m. meeting, and I need to be there.
Oh, so you're
So
on their
if I
world.
have any
Okay.
outside meetings or whatever that I need to set, I have to basically be like, I'm on call, so this could go like that's priority. I might have to cancel on you, basically, you know. So it's been fun working around that. But then everybody seems really nice right now. So director seems pretty cool. The producers all know their shit. Like we did this thing that I feel like here's a lesson for people who produce or do movies. Do something called a page turner meeting, which is when you literally go through the entire script, and it's almost a table read by for crew, but you don't actually read through like word for word the dialogue and everything. You just go through scene by scene, and the director explains like, hey, in this scene, you know, this is what I intend, this is what we need. And then like the producers will ask questions like, well, did we have this set up, or like did the props order this, or like, hey, there's stunts in this, do we need a stunt double? So you just go through
Oh,
everything
okay. So it's like the
like
table read
scene by
before the
scene.
table
Yeah,
read.
it's a big ass group team key meeting where you go scene by scene by scene and go through everything. And I guess now that I think about it, a lot of sets just they don't have spend enough time prepping, that they end up just on set just like trying to figure out everything on the fly. And this solves so many problems, like just getting all the leads together just to bounce ideas off of each other. And like we're all there, and a lot of the thing is like a lot of these questions that are being asked all go hand in hand, you know. So it's perfect to get all the team leads together, because if stunts is talking about a stunt double, then wardrobe will know, because of that question, that they're going to need to prepare an extra set of clothes for the stunt double, right? Or like they're going to need to work with stunts to be able to have the sizing right to be able to fit a pad in or something like that. So they are all interconnected. I'm just very surprised that I haven't regularly done these kinds of meetings on other
Yeah, I was
sets.
gonna say, have you
Yeah.
done this before? The page turner?
Page turner. I've done stuff like, I feel like with my stuff, I'm so over communicative anyway that you guys just
Right.
know your shit. But I feel like I haven't really done this on sets that I've AD'd for.
Well, and I assume you're not working with people who you worked with before, right? Like these are
Right.
pretty
Yeah. So
new
these are a lot of,
faces.
there's selected people that I do know in certain departments,
But it's
but
probably nice to get all the department heads like in one
yeah,
space to
no, it's great
just
because you're meeting and you
get all
know
the
each other
problems
now,
out.
you know your names, you know,
Yeah.
type thing. And then now it's just like we're asking questions and the director's there. So I think that the issue is that it's hard to get everybody in one room at the same time with the director, right? So that was just really very,
Can it work
very
on Zoom? Can
useful.
it work virtually?
So what?
Can a table read or a page turner work on like a virtual meeting, like a Zoom?
Yeah, that's what we were doing. We were all on Zoom.
Oh, gotcha.
We weren't
Okay.
in person. It was all everything we've been
Oh,
trying to do
all
has been
right.
on Zoom. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
That's all. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
yeah, but it's just
because
like I mean,
yeah,
it's self-explanatory, and you would think that that would happen. It's just I just think that most productions don't plan in prep very well, um, at all, really, and you really solve most of your problems in prep. Fix it in prep. Don't fix it in post.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a T-shirt
So
I saw on Instagram. Like it was an Instagram ad, and it said
yeah.
it was like a skeleton over a keyboard, like in an editing bay, and he said, "There's no such thing as post, only pre." um, yeah.
Exactly. No,
So
that's
I,
the way to
I
do it.
are you? I assume you're excited about this
Yeah, I'm
project.
excited. I like the team. Everybody knows their stuff. Everybody cares, and are asking the right questions. When you get crew that's asking a lot of questions, it's usually a good sign that like, hey, they're like doing their job and wanting to do the best they can. So they're doing their due diligence, doing their homework, therefore, and getting these questions answered ahead of time. And then on set, you know, when you're already stressed out of your mind and everything's going 100 miles per hour type thing. I am going to be interested in not how the pacing is going to be with when it comes to film. Like,
Yeah,
because it's not going to be, you got to take the time to load the camera, right? And so that's different than just having a card and formatting that card.
that
I
takes
don't know.
about 5 minutes. Yeah.
And I don't know. And then I guess the scripties going to be like, not the scripties on a lot of sets, unfortunately, it shouldn't be or is often a throwaway job. It shouldn't be. But on this, like they're not going to be able to review like something that they just shot as easily.
Yeah, of
You know?
course.
Like I've
That
done so
makes
many
sense.
sets where it's like, oh shit, did he pick up that cup with his right hand? Well, let's go and scroll back to what we
Well, that's my
shot and
question. So how
yeah.
is it like going to be this like because I assume this is going to be like a scripting nightmare for in terms
Right.
of continuity
Yeah.
because you're
Well,
only
we're
going to
trying
get
to
you're not going to get
uh,
dailies. And for
right
those of you who don't know
until
dailies, you won't like they're basically footage that you shot for that day and you're just
yeah.
reviewing it. But that will process like much later since you have
Yeah,
to
much
process the
later,
film.
exactly.
That
Yeah.
sucks. But that
So,
it might be beautiful though. If
yeah.
shot good on film, it might be like gorgeous. You know,
Yeah.
there's lots of movies that are shot very, very. Not saying that digital can't do the same thing. I mean, it's shot on fucking 5K for God's
Yeah,
sakes.
no, no.
You know, but
It
on
will be
film,
cool. I just
yeah,
I wonder what the workflow is going to feel like. Like it's every
much
workflow feels
slower, I'd assume.
right. Well, it's like when I was doing Thunder Road, for example, I didn't get used to the workflow because Jim was really big on oneers. When you're doing oneers, it's big long setups and then it takes like 20 takes, but that's it.
Rehearsal
There's
and
no
texting.
other there's no other setups, you know? So like it's weird because we wouldn't be shooting for like 2 hours or so, but then the amount of time still for that scene would be the same because we're eliminating all the other, setups and stuff. So, but it's just getting used to that mentality because like most sets I work on are multiple setups and um, so, but this should be
Yeah,
interesting. I don't know. And I can actually say, check the gate now, and it'll actually be real.
there is a fucking gate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Well, I mean, especially working with oneers, like there's so much everything's a skill. Everything's a skill, and it all comes with experience, especially when you're a DP, or even like a first AC. There's still so many intricacies in terms of the camera department that require math and and fucking weather patterns and shit like that. Like you got to know
Weather patterns is
you
for
got to know
sure.
like science and shit,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
they didn't show up on set in 1917 and be like, isn't it like good enough to shoot? Yeah, I think it's good. All right, let's shoot it. There's
Yeah.
there's patience and there's dedication and there's a fucking team and shit like that.
Yeah.
And
Man, weather. Yep. That weather reports. I have all sorts of weather apps, but it was all because of those 3 sets in Baton Rouge I told you about. I had to download a thunder app or lightning app. I downloaded like 3 different other because we had we had 2 hurricanes coming towards us, plus tornadoes, plus lightning, plus every other like natural disaster that didn't involve snow.
You were in the Snyder
us.
studio at that time,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
Yes, I was in the Snyder Studios that time, and it was
that was such a hilarious episode. You were all over the place. That was one of my favorite episodes of all time.
I was so stressed out.
I know. That's why.
But the great thing is now I have a hurricane plan.
Now you're fucking playing this shit.
I have a hurricane plan. I have a tornado plan. I understand the difference between tornado warning and a tornado watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Christine, there's going to be a thunderstorm coming in. Bitch, I knew that 8 hours ago.
Yeah, don't worry. I got you. We're going to check in, and every 30 minutes, we're going to watch this app. And if it strikes from there, then we'll count 30 minutes. And there's no more strike, then that means we're good to start working.
I already have rain boots and ponchos on standby, bitch. Let's roll. Yeah, so. I mean, it all I guess takes experience, but it takes those mind-numbing experiences where it
is experience. Yeah, I was telling my roommate, not roommate, but my friend Carl, former roommate, that I really hope that this time around when we're shooting both films, the one that I'm about to be on Marisol and my own film, that it'll actually be nice weather for once, because I've shot in a lot of like super hot. It's either super hot, unbearable hot, or very cold. Like we were shooting for Fugitive Dreams where we were freezing our ass off outside and it was sleeting on us.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like I still, I mean, I was a driver at the time, so I was just like,
you were sitting in the car.
Yeah, bro. I was just like in
Never
that
mind. Me and Kelly were stuck outside, and
I was working smarter, not harder.
Yeah, technically, I didn't need to be on set because I was the second. But I would try to come in.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were in a room. I mean, you were locked in a room all day, but
I could not. That's when I've learned that like I'm extremely picky when it comes to second work, because I actually just do not like second lead, because I want to stretch your legs. I want to be out on set. Yeah, I want to go bother the grips and like watch the camera stuff, and that's where I thrive.
Yeah. So that's where I thrive too. It's those I do come around to appreciate those sets though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I thought about that. I was actually talking about in therapy. Oh. And like every time I explain it, like she always comes back with me like, do you like doing this? It seems like you're in living hell. And I'm like, no, like you don't understand. Like I
may be complaining a lot, but I actually do love it.
Yeah. And she was like, you're acting like as if you want to die. And I'm like, no, it's not that. I do enjoy it. It's just, there's always going to be those days where I'm like, I don't know if my mentor wants to kill me or or she's just mad at the situation, which is probably the latter. It's probably like mad at the situation, whatever happened, like shit is just constantly, when you're in the production department, you're even, especially if you're a first or second AD, shit is flying at you at 1,000 miles an hour. Not saying that the director don't deal with this, or the camera or costume or any of those departments or art. the ADs fucking get the shit end of the stick, and I see it
everybody's punching
firsthand.
bag. We're literally everybody's. If anything is wrong, it's our fault. Yeah,
fuck yeah, all the time.
That's the
And
problem. It's like if anything's wrong, it's always our fault. It could be like completely not my department, and it's
exactly. That's what I mean. It's just like
for example, I'll remember like being the AD for something, and this like Grip was really mad at me. He was like, there's no creamer. I was like,
it's like, oh, that's a PA thing, man.
Like, I'm like, okay, there's no creamer. I'm really sorry, but right now I'm trying to move like 50 other things. Let me hold off on that, please.
Creamer, I'm gonna hit you in the head with a creamer.
My problems right now. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you in the head with a coffee cup.
That's my problem. Yeah, there's no creamer. Yeah. I was like, creamer. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Please stop complaining to me about your creamer. I haven't even made it to Crafty. Yeah.
I'll put you in front of the dolly track. Tell me I won't. Yeah, no, I get it. Because like what people don't understand, especially if you don't work in the industry, and I know some of you guys are not, and that's great. I want you guys to know this is not like a fucking walk in the park. Christine works on professional sets. Not saying I don't, but I worked in way less professional sets. And my
sets are getting bigger. Let's just first.
My experience is getting much bigger for sure. Yeah. But I mean, like you're just gonna work with some people who cannot for the life of them figure things out on themselves.
Right. Yeah, I think that's when you're 18, that's what you see the most. It's like there's a varying degree of people knowing how to deal with stress. That's like the number one problem is varying degrees of some people just become terrible people when they have stress, and they just don't, and they don't even mean that. They just that's like how they process stress. It's becoming a dick, basically.
Right. Yeah.
And then the other one is like, the inability to problem solve. Like, and here's an example. Another set, we are moving locations, and the location is to get to the roof or something. It's like, all right, guys, let's get there. And I'm trying to move everything from one location to the other ones. And I'm going up there, and there's a bunch of people standing around near the roof, but not on the roof. And I was like, what's going on? Why aren't you on the roof?
Access.
They're like, we don't know how to get to the roof. And I was like, did you guys, let's walk. So there's no staircase here. So how about we walk around to the other corner? Holy crap.
There's a door.
There's a door. Let's open that door. And holy shit, there's some stairs. Do you think it leads up to the roof? Let's try it, shall we?
You just blew the minds of like 20
I was just
members.
Like, oh my God, I'm going to kill you guys. But that was it. People freeze when there's a problem. And
but they look at the ADs to fix it. And every time I've been on a set, even people like I've seen people who can't even like ADs that can't even answer specific questions in a specific department. Like hair and makeup, for an example. Like there's just certain things that hair and makeup just has to figure out on themselves. But they still go to the first AD, and I've seen it. I've seen it. You can't tell me.
Your Carly will have so many stories about that. She's like, I'm not the wardrobe department.
Exactly.
Why are you asking me what they're wearing?
Didn't the director hire you for this?
Yeah, what isn't this your
Didn't
job?
The producer tell you or hire you? Like, what are you doing? What are we doing here? Yeah, that's just, it's so mind-boggling to me. I understand, like, for a PA, like if there's a kid like me who just doesn't know what the fuck to do, and I'm just like, Christine, what do I do? And you have 100% no problem, like, do this, fuck off. It's like, okay, great. And I do my job. But there's so many people who are like, Christine, so there is no creamer in the fridge, and I don't understand why. It's like, hey, guy, I have about 7,000 things I'm worried
other problems
about.
That are a lot more higher on the priority list.
I have a director who barely wants to show up on set, you dummy.
Yeah, that's the funny part. Is it's for it's. I think an AD just has to be really good at triaging and prioritizing
but that's the thing though,
making
Christine, you can't
everybody
lose your
else
shit.
still feel like, and not lose your shit and still be patient to not make somebody feel like their problem isn't that significant, even though it isn't.
Yeah, I know.
I have to be like, there's no creamer.
Yeah.
I am so sorry. Let me go figure out who's gonna go and order that. You know,
fucking
I'm
prince.
so sorry. Your life is really difficult right now.
Yeah,
but it's all good. I'll fix it. You know, type thing. So I have to be very good about that. You know, but deep down inside, there's my friend has this patch that I really want to figure out where it came from, but it says, I may be smiling, but I've killed you 2 times inside already. Yeah.
And that's just the truth. That's just the honest. That's just the honest truth.
That describes me very perfectly.
Because you can't take away
right now, but
you can't take away my feelings and my thoughts. So I'm just gonna imagine you on fire.
Yeah.
I hate saying that, but I'm not gonna do it. You understand me?
Exactly.
I'm too scared of confrontation to be that way.
Yeah.
Like I can't deal with. I've been in one school fight and never again. Like I vowed to myself that will just never happen again, because if anybody has ever been in a fight, you know, it's just no one wins. You know what I mean? Like unless you're in the UFC.
I've never been in a fight. I think I was in a fight once.
You feel great though, Christine. You feel great.
I was in a physical fight once, and this was in elementary school. And it wasn't me that threw.
Christine?
No,
Shit.
somebody punched me in the stomach because I was playing basketball and I got the ball from the dude. And
my fight was in basketball. I got into a fight in basketball. Yeah. Wait, what happened? What'd you say?
Well, it was a little kid. I was a little kid, obviously.
Yeah.
So it was elementary school. And I got the basketball from him fairly, you know, because it got, like, I got
passed.
it. He
passed
to me. But he must have felt emasculated because he felt like it was totally cool to, like, punch me in the stomach because of that.
Who's this tiny girl stealing my thunder?
So
the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's already starting all the way from elementary school. Men not able to handle.
But that was sort of the same situation for me. It was just like it was just a bad play in a game, and the guy fouled me, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, he fouled me, and the ref wasn't calling it. No one was calling it. So finally, I confronted him, and I was like, "Fuck you, dude! You fouled me. I'm owed 2 shots." And I even protest. You can in basketball, you can protest to the ref. At least in my game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I did, and the guy fucking socked me so hard in the face that I was just like, no way. And I just went off. I just saw red. It was like Beatrix Kiddo in Kill Bill, the Tarantino movie. You know when like they have that zoom in on her face and everything's red? That's what happens. I'm just like, bitch, you don't know what you just did.
Saw literal red.
I saw literal red, man. And then finally my teammate had to like rip me off this guy. And I never fought again. I never fought again. I just, I was like, I didn't feel good, but it felt great punching an asshole in the face.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. For people who are like, fighting is not the answer, I don't know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But it sure feels good sometimes.
It feels great. No, I'm kidding. Violence is never great, you guys. Don't ever resort to violence. If you have to confront somebody, do it in a respectful way. I've learned the hard way. But there's some people who can't be talked to. There's some people who can't be reasoned with. And you know what you have to do? Walk away.
Yeah.
Walk away. Because you're better than that. Even though you want to pour them full of gasoline and just light a match and have at it, you could do in your head.
Yes, do it in your head. But although sometimes it is nice
and write about it
to say how you actually feel.
How you feel?
Stuff,
but
I don't really get that luxury on a film set. I have to just be everybody. Yeah, no, you don't want to do that on a film set. That's least productive because
You could do
what
it
I'm trying to,
outside for sure, or
yeah,
after a film
yeah.
set, because
No,
you are either A, probably not going to work with them again, and B, if you did work with them, they're probably your friend well enough to just be like, hey man, I want to be honest with you. You were a dick to me, and just confront it that way. If it
yeah.
can be avoided. Sometimes there's some people on certain film sets, Christine, that just needs that
Yeah, that
talking
are
or two.
special. That are
And they're just
special.
very special. They're you're
Yeah.
right, Christine. They're special. They are so special that you have to stop everything. The entire crew have to stop everything they have to do to focus on that one specific person in the crew, whoever it is. It could be any department, any department. There's always going to be, I've had this in multiple occasions where there's just one person to just fuck up the entire vibe of the set. It's truly fascinating.
It just takes one. It honestly
It
just takes
takes
one
one
person to F it up. Yeah.
to just be like it would be during lunch even, and just be like, they fucking made the food cold or whatever. It could be anything. And and it could just change the mood of a set like that. It's crazy. It's nuts. I always like working on this set that is just always going to be lively no matter what. Even if we're going to yell at each other, we're going to come back around to it as long as we respect each other.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
And I think it's just an understanding of like sometimes if you're going to sign on to something, know what you're getting in. And
Right.
if you know that it's a low budget independent film,
you're going to have to pick up the slack.
You need to know that there might be low budget independent film environments, things that you're dealing with that you
it's going to be out of your control.
It's gonna right. And if you expect that, oh, I'm on a union set, but you're on an independent film.
Don't you
your
love those people?
Expectations are that they don't match up, right? So that's the problem I have, is that when people are complaining on a set, when they very much realize that they have signed up for a low budget independent film, yet they expect it to operate and function
on
and
a union,
have the same benefits of a union set.
Right.
That's when like I just want to kill somebody.
Right. Like as if it's everyone's job to, here's the thing. And I know you worked with those kinds of people before.
Yeah.
Then why take the job?
Exactly. That's the whole point. Then why take the job? Don't take the job if you're not going to go in being like, okay, I know this is a low budget independent film. Therefore, hey, if they don't have creamer, well, it's a low budget independent film.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Or, hey, it's a low budget independent film. Oh shit, the food was cold today.
I'll reheat it, or
I'll reheat it.
Yeah.
I'll deal with it. It's fine. I signed up for this. They don't have many people here.
Pizza at 9 p.m. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Like
low budget.
If you can't deal with that, then you should just not sign up for that.
Yeah.
But then here is another. Now I understand
the other side.
If they were promised something else, that's also a problem.
Right. Misinformation.
So it's not always crew's problem. Misinformation is bad. So you cannot be a producer and be like, it's gonna be
such a professional thing.
Yeah. And we're gonna have luxury, hotels to stay in and blah blah blah. You cannot oversell anything either. So it's
Shady
not always
producers?
one or the other.
What?
So yeah, so it's kind of, you have to take a grain. I always have to take people's complaints with a grain of salt, because I'm like, well, who knows? Maybe they did come in expecting one thing because they were told something.
Right, because then the complaints that are valid, the complaints that are true, like this pertains to your job and to the grander thing of the set and the crew. Yeah, it's something to be addressed for sure. But you are bogged down with dumb and okay. There's no such thing as a dumb question, but there is such thing as an answerable question. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
There is such thing as creamer. I can answer that question myself, but people have that in their head where they're like, no. I have to ask the first AD. even though the first AD is running around trying to get the DP and the director and everybody all together and shit like that.
Please problem solve yourself.
I have to bother this person. You know what I mean? Like that's such a psychotic thing. That's like, because I worked retail since I was 16 years old, and you just learn that you're not going to call the vice president of the company. Right?
I know.
You're not gonna email the vice president. Let me tell you something. Samantha fucking gave me a bad look this morning. You know, it's just like, what are you doing? Like, you're not solving your own problems yourself, dummy. Like you have to
problems.
You have to figure it out. And by the way, you're on a low budget film set. Oops. I guess you signed up for what you got, dude. Because you know, there's not enough whatever. You know, just like you just gotta understand that you have to be self-sufficient to a certain degree. There's of course going to be problems. Of course. There
are always going to be problems.
But if you can answer most of those questions and answer or solve most of those problems yourself in your own respective department, you're already one step ahead of most people. Isn't that nuts?
Yes. I know. It's so simple. Some of these things are so simple.
Because I've worked on a film set where people are like, you know, Adam, what I love about you is you don't ask questions. And I'm like,
you're like, I have lots of questions. I just figure them out myself.
I'm like, I am made of questions. I'm questioning everything, but I'm not going to bother somebody if they look like they're about to punch somebody in the face. So you just have to know social cues and read the room, and you know, so
right. But some people just can't.
They just can't. They just walk in and be like, hey, Christine, so-and-so said I can't go 10-1 and they're blocking the bathroom and I need to go to the bath. You want me hold it for you? What are you talking about? What do you need from me? Like, this is crazy. You know what I mean? So anyways, we don't have to get more and more into that. It's feel like we're beating that dead horse.
Yeah, but I think that's so interesting, is just dealing with that.
It's just so mind-boggling. People in their inefficient ways. It's just crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, we're all different. I get it.
We are.
But yeah, I feel like the part that clashes the most is always like the way people deal with stress, and a lot of times the way they deal with stress is that they shut down and are.
Which, if you don't think, ladies and gentlemen, Christine and I don't lose it on a film set, we do, but we do it in a very private manner. I'm biting my steering wheel as I drive home.
I deal with it by, I don't listen to music.
I listen to music. That's what I do. I
drive home in silence.
Yeah.
Because I've spent the whole day listening to people asking me questions.
That's true.
That I literally have to just ride home in utter silence.
You just want to hear the wheels and the road.
Noise.
Just
yes.
You know.
Yeah, that's how I deal. Or if I'm on a set that has a 4-wheeler, I figure out how to get onto the ATV. Do some donuts or something. Yeah.
Take your mind off of things and shit. Just rip it.
Well, one of my favorite things that we do on those 3 features that are back to back in Baton Rouge was my second Carly. I would just be like, during lunch break, she'd come up with the ATV and I'm like, let's go. And I literally be her passenger and I eat while she drove the ATV.
You just rolling up on your girl like.
Yeah, in circles, and it would just feel nice. Yeah, I was like, all right, nobody can ask me questions right now. I'm just hearing nothing except the sound of the engine. Yeah. So.
And sleep, possibly. If you're owed sleep, but you know, knowing you're in production, sleep is for the weak. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna be taking this bad boy in for a landing.
Yeah. Today we talked a lot about
minutes.
Yeah, today we talked a lot about the upcoming Marisol set. So, yes.
Working with real film.
Next week. This next week will be the last Sunday before I am officially on the set. So.
Great.
And it's also Super Bowl too, apparently.
It's this. That's right.
Yeah. Shit, I did it. The only reason I knew it was Super Bowl was because, one, I almost tried to start our production on Super Bowl.
Mhm.
And both the producers like, no, that's Super Bowl. I was like, oh, that's Super Bowl. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then my friend Carl is like obsessed with football.
If you can't tell, ladies and gentlemen, we're not sports fans. You know, we're not really privy to football. I mean, I had no idea.
I don't mind watching. I enjoy watching, but I guess like this time.
I enjoy watching. I enjoy watching basketball and stuff. But I just don't got fucking time. I got so many video games to play and a whole fucking script to write. You know what I mean? What are we doing here? You know what I mean? Which fucking this script that I'm writing. It's this is. Had an existential crisis the other day writing.
Oh,
literally, like I never wanted to throw my computer out a window more in my life than a couple of nights ago while writing. And I was literally staring at a wall for 2.5 hours because a scene wasn't working for me. I wrote it, I rewrote it, I rewrote it, I rewrote it. And it was like beating a dead horse. And I just wanted to scream. I wanted to hurt everything.
Kill everybody.
Yeah. But I moved past it, and today I'm further along in my script, and I got just before we talked, I got just 10 more pages in. So
hey, that's exciting.
I'm getting out of my funk. You guys, you can get out of these funks. It's possible.
It's just about pushing. Everybody's gonna go into funks all the time.
And once you get to the point where you want to take your computer and throw it, that's when you just got to take a moment for a second. Just be like, okay, I'm gonna make some food. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna come back. You know. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Get Reelisms podcast. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Facebook. We've been doing this for 37 weeks. We want to do it for another 100 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Even if we have to take this podcast mobile, I don't care. We're going to do this because I love this podcast and I love Christine Chen, my mentor and my co-host.
It's only going to get more exciting because once set starts, then I'll have lots of gossip. And then I am embarking on my own film.
That's right.
I'm going to talk a lot about that in that process.
We're working, ladies and gentlemen. We're the gears are moving here in 2021. Okay. That has been the Get Reelisms podcast. Thank you guys. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Instagram. We love you. And
yes. And remember to get a book or tell people who we've been getting a lot of big sales through like schools and stuff like that. So if you're part of like an actor studio, or you know people who run actor studios or run classes about filmmaking, feel free to slide into my DM. Let me know, because I'd love to introduce them to the book because it's a teaching tool, really, and it's a good way to learn about film really fast in a very easy to digest method, which is
it's film school for $35.
It's film school in picture form.
In a picture book, which, by the way, I don't know how to read, so this is perfect for me. How are you a writer, Adam? I've just been using crayons. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Instagram. Thank you so much, Facebook. We love you. Pick up Get Reelisms book today. GetReelisms.com. We love you. Bye.